So in the last lecture, we talked about horizontal distribution and multiple points of entry, which is, as mentioned, one of my favorite tactics. But the problem with it is it's so tedious to maintain. With my mobile applications, I had to build a whole suite of tools that automatically took screenshots, wrote application descriptions, uploaded it to the App Store. Even with Facebook, there was so much repetitive work of creating API keys over and over, writing descriptions, doing repetitive work again and again just to create new points of entry. So this led me in turn to think of how can I take advantage of multiple points of entry while eliminating the tedious repetitive work that I continually found myself doing. And my solution was having users generate these points of entry for me. Which, when you think about it, is if you can make that work for you successfully, is so powerful because you get the best of both worlds. You have your users creating content, which is the holy grail, right? User-generated content. The few websites that can make it work are doing very well. And you're still taking advantage of all these different paths towards which people might finally enter your product. When you look around, there are a lot of startups and popular consumer internet companies that are doing exactly this as their primary growth strategy. For instance, consider Udemy. Each class, when you think about it, is a different point of entry, and having instructors motivated to spread their own class is essentially having instructors as your users that are generating content and then building these channels by which people might come into your product. Each class on Udemy represents a distinct point of entry. Someone interested in taking the SAT, for instance, might only sign up for Udemy to take an SAT prep class, therefore coming into the product through this mode of distribution. And Udemy takes this one step further by actually now allowing you to download independent courses as their own distinct mobile application, which gets people into the Udemy system that otherwise would not download an application called Udemy Courses. So it's super smart, and Udemy is using exactly this principle to reach over 1 million people. Another example is Meetup.com. Whenever I've spoken at events, I usually ask people by a show of hands how many people have joined Meetup.com for this specific event. And every time there's, maybe 15 to 30% of the room, their hands go up. Meetup.com has used me or my talk or whatever agency I'm speaking on behalf of to bring new people into their product, where we are the users creating new content and building a point of entry for people to Meetup.com. CrowdTilt is another example. CrowdTilt is modeled on Kickstarter, which in turn would be another example of a startup using the strategy where they bring people in based on issues they care passionately about. For instance, they were rewarding Edward Snowden for leaking the NSA documents, and there are a lot of people that wouldn't care about joining CrowdTilt otherwise, but the issue means enough to them that they will now join the platform, contribute money, and before you know it, you're a CrowdTilt member. Kickstarter did the same thing. Most of these companies can take this strategy to the next level by having different landing pages with these campaigns, which most of them do, by having different mobile applications for each point of entry, which Udemy does, and a couple of others will eventually get to. But combining user-generated content and multiple points of entry is one of the best ways of going about growth, because in the best case scenario, your users do the growth for you. Users being the instructors or the campaign creators, they will do all the effort for you. They will bring people into your product. Now let's go back to my silly Facebook gift apps to see how I use this principle of user-generated content to grow my applications. Simple. My solution was creating a gift application creator. A gift application creator was a master app I created with which each user could create their own independent gift application. And it was pretty cool because as a user, you would own this application, you would have your name up there, so it worked from a vanity perspective. And it did not take a lot to create an application. There were 3 simple steps to follow. The only information I needed from you was the gift name and image. So you literally say gift name hug, gift name plural hugs, picture of a adorable ass teddy bear, and 2 more steps, and boom, your application, Send Your Friends a Hug, is there and ready. And the results were completely phenomenal. They blew me away. Apologies for this slide. This does come across as a bit of a brag slide, but I'm really proud with what we did with the gift application creator. In a matter of months, we had over 10,000 distinct applications created. For the month of July 2009, we had more traffic than LinkedIn, New York Times, and Yelp, independently, not put together, of course, as measured by Quantcast. And the best part was I saw viral applications that I would not have dreamt about. Like things that I would never have thought about creating an application for turned out to be amongst the biggest applications ever. For instance, this is not a gift app, but on the quiz app side of things, when Lonely Island had the song I'm on a Boat, someone created a super viral application that was a personality quiz called Are You on a Boat? With one question saying Are you on a boat? And no matter what you answered, it would output a feed story saying I'm on a fucking boat. And that was an application that went stupidly viral, and that's not something I would have created. With user-generated content, you always stay on top of popular culture, you stay on top of trends, you stay on top of search queries, all without doing any effort yourself. For the gift applications, the most popular applications using the system were an unidentifiable Russian word, I still don't know what it means, friendship bracelets. So the application was called Send Your Friends Friendship Bracelets. Went super viral on World Friendship Day, which is a festival I never knew about. Blessings from God was another huge one, and the mature side chose to go with Send Your Friends Flaming Bags of Poop, which did very well in the United Kingdom specifically. I don't know why. There is a downside to user-generated content, and this is generally found in most places where you have unsupervised, unmonitored user-generated content. And the downside was penises. Lots and lots of penises. A huge number of people thought a gift application creator meant they should upload a picture of their penis because they thought of it as a gift, and then they would send it to their friends, and that situation definitely went out of control pretty fast. But aside from the whole penis side of things, this is a super effective tactic, and I would really spend some time thinking about how you can leverage this for your product and how you can use multiple points of entry combined with user-generated content to grow